Some people like EVs. We got others that like the traditional internal combustion engine. This right here is the 2025 Mazda CX-50, and this is going to be a mixture of them both. This is the hybrid version, which is all new for 2025. So Mazda borrowed this hybrid powertrain from the Toyota RAV4, which is America's best-selling vehicle this year. Congratulations for that. And you're sitting there thinking, should I buy one of these? I'm here to help you answer that question. So the powertrain that I mentioned earlier, 2.5 liter inline four hybrid technology, is going to have 219 the horsepower, 163 the torque. It's going to have a CVT, your favorite transmission, along with all-wheel drive. So every CX-50 is going to have all-wheel drive. And this CX-50 is painted in soul red crystal metallic, an amazing dynamic red from Mazda. The picture, the video won't do it justice. In person, you will see how dynamic it is. It goes from a deep red to a vibrant, bright red. And today I have with me the Premium Plus trim. So it's going to be the top of the line. It's going to have all the features that you could want in this. And it's only going to have one option, which is this soul red paint that I mentioned earlier. And the grand total MSRP is going to be $42,065. So you're going to care about the efficiency if you bought a hybrid, or you should care about the efficiency, because why would you buy the hybrid if you didn't care about fuel economy? So the fuel economy in the city is going to be 39 miles per gallon, and the highway is going to be 37. I've been averaging high 33s, 34 according to the computer, so you can always subtract one. So that's actually fairly decent, especially compared to the weather we've been getting. And the warmer it's gotten outside, the higher the MPGs have gone. Fun fact, the vehicle's been on this whole time. You can just walk in and drive it if you wanted to. But since it's a hybrid, it's in EV mode at the moment. And it'll cycle through, so it'll conserve the battery power, because it does go from combustion engine to gas. Let's check up under the hood, where we hear some fans whirring, keeping things cool. Hydraulic struts. It's going to look like a traditional engine bay. Not a whole lot to denote that there's a hybrid powertrain. The key giveaway is always this orange cabling up under a hybrid. Normally you see more, but it's not a whole lot up in here. The styling of the CX-50 has always been one of its strong points for me. The lower splitter fascia is going to be a little bit different. Coming along to the front 3/4 view, got the lights on. Like I did say, the car is on. On the Premium Plus trim, we are going to have the 19-inch wheels. So the purpose of the CX-50 is for the outdoorsy person. If you want to do off-road things, you got the CX-50 for that. The CX-5 is very similar, but a little bit different. Different consumer, same size, same class. Well, I'm not going to say the exact same size, but they're in the same class, the compact SUV. And with the Premium Plus trim, you're going to get the black mirrors. We don't have the black roof rails. I believe that's on the Premium trim. We do have a panel roof up top. And our hybrid badge that looks like it came straight from Toyota. And we do have plastic cladding around the wheel wells and the lower portion of the doors. Coming along to the back, still handsomely designed on this rear end as well. We do have dual exhaust coming out the back, another hybrid badge to let everybody know that you care about efficiency. Even though you can option the CX-50 with a trailer hitch, this one, the hybrid version, only tows up to 1,500 pounds. But let's raise the lift back. We have a ton of space back here. I said if you love outdoors, you can fit you a bike back here. You got a ton of space. And then if you want to fold the seats, we have this latch. Seats will fold down. It's not going to be as much storage in here, but we do have a donut spare, because this is a hybrid system. Cannot stress that enough. Do have a couple of compartments back here, but not a whole lot going on. LED lighting. Let's throw my backpack back here to see how much size you get. It is a ton of space in this rear, so that's a strong point. Let's close that and go on to the back seat. The back seat is going to be a weak point for the CX-50. It's just a little cramped back here. And sitting behind where I would normally sit, I'm 6 feet tall, 5'11" if you want to be technical. My knees touch the front seat. They do have like an indentation to where your knees would go. It is very soft. It's kind of hollow actually, so your knees can go up into the leather in the front seat. No mat pockets on that back seat, but we do have a mat pocket on the passenger seat. No climate controls back here, just 2 USB-Cs and a great view from the panoramic sunroof. Got about 2 inches of space above my head, so headroom is ample back here. Seats are not that bad in the rear as well. You can only fit 2 adults. This middle seat has a couple of cup holders in the middle of it, and it's very small, so maybe a very small person would sit there, but not much going on in the back. Let's go up to the front. The front seat, where the magic happens. So if you know Mazda, you know they're going to be more premium than the mainstream brands. You're going to see leather soft touch around the cabin here. We do have brown stitching, and that's on the door. You're going to see it on the dash, and we're going to see it on the seats as well. And these seats are soft, but I, for one, do not like the seat bottoms here. Like this, the stitching that we have right here and this extra leather on the side does not feel great, because if you look at that, it is positioned to where your crack would be, and this is going to be, yeah, I don't want to paint that picture, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. It feels very weird. The interior is rather dark aside from the brown stitching, but you can get a red interior on these hybrids as well. The HVAC controls are very simple, very easy to read and use while driving. Physical touch, everything. We do have a little storage bin, rubber in there, a couple of cup holders, which if you have larger tumblers, you might have a problem with fitting those underneath here, so the ergonomics aren't the greatest. The gear shifter is traditional, change our sport modes there. We can change it to EV mode by the press of a button. We have our multifunction controller down here, which controls the infotainment screen, so you don't have to take your hand away from anything else or trying to touch the screen, which is recessed kind of far back into the dash. And aside from our Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it is not touchscreen on the native screen. So what I mean by that, and there's not even a whole lot on the native screen. These are very simple systems, so got to use the multifunction controller to get through these very basic menus. We do have a split folding armrest in the center. I personally don't like these. You can open half of it, and then the other half goes kind of deep. Got some felt only at the bottom and 2 USB-Cs up in there. It is soft to the touch though, as well as the elbow resting pad on the door. Very soft. What is not very soft is the steering wheel. Not a whole lot of give to it. This is just thin leather, very thin steering wheel. I have no issues with the infotainment screen. Very fast, fluid, bright. It does its job, especially with Apple CarPlay. The cluster, very simple as well. We do have our gauge to the left it'll monitor how you're driving. If you're braking, the system's charging. If you're accelerating hardly, it'll be in the power mode. And the sensor, we do have some information like your speedometer and the miles. MPG's on here is 33.5 as it's been sitting. Lost about 0.4 miles per gallon. But you can change that to the lane view or just nothing there but a speedometer. So I like to keep it on there because I like to track my MPGs in any car. And on the right side, we have analog gauges. So our fuel tank, which holds 14.5 gallons. So it's going to show us how much we got in there. So far, I've driven 165 miles, and I'm still above half a tank. We got about 5/8 of a tank. If you hate fractions, I feel sorry for you, but we could easily get over 400 miles per tank. We do have a great sounding Bose system, 12 speakers. And also, one of my favorite features of all time, we do have ventilated seats, which is something you don't see often in this class of vehicle. Let's get the CX-50 hybrid on the road. Takes just a few seconds for wireless Apple CarPlay to connect. And I goofed up with the GoPro. Man, I hate these things. But recording this for the second time today because I was editing the video. Like, oh crap, the first part of the driving portion didn't get recorded. So I'm going to stick my phone on the wireless charger, which is terribly located because it's kind of in a spot where you can't see because this armrest is right here. So your phone is going to sit there, which is completely out of sight. And you can tell it's charging from this green LED right there. So 10 times out of 10, I forgot my phone on this charger. It doesn't remind you. I'm going to put all my belongings on the floor because I know when I did the brake test earlier, that's where it went. So I already got it on the floor. Can't fall on the floor if it's already there. So let's test out these brakes. I'm going to just go and then stop. Woo! All right, stopping power we have. Got some screeching going there. ABS didn't kick in. Don't think it needed to. Testing the turning radius up here. Some cars have 360-degree cameras. This does not. And this is normally where I see how far I can pull over to the curb without scraping the tire, because road curb rash sucks. But I'm just gonna fully lock the wheel and maneuver through this little area right here. Passes with flying colors. I know that because I recorded that already. The moon simulation. So they're about to tear this road down. So that's a good thing, but it won't be a moon simulator anymore. Let's test these bumps, which is extreme. Very extreme. So I said this is an off-roady version. It handles those bumps well. But not that pothole though. It's rather quiet on the inside too. Sound deadening is pretty good. Got a lot of little rocks. Can barely hear those hitting. Little splashes of water flying through those puddles. It's a rewarding SUV to drive. It drives like a car. Almost like a car. This added weight is going to take away some of the handling prowess from it. But what you lose in handling, you gain in efficiency. So it's a little bit of loss of handling, but a big gain in efficiency. Blending in with traffic, it's not bad at all. We have 3 different drive modes. We have trail, normal mode, and power mode. They're all self-explanatory. I've been in normal most of the way. You can see it's charging with the regenerative braking. Of us, we got a CX-50, which is the twin to this one. They're just driving ever so slowly. They're driving like they got a hybrid. So you're gonna notice that it's gonna be in EV mode, and that's when you're doing basically creeping along. It won't turn on the engine if you're light enough on the throttle. Still gonna stop here because we don't break laws. You can see still using this engine, the electric version of it. And then once you step on it, I'm gonna put it in power mode so we can go through these curves. It's going very slow up here. I'll wait, just like a teacher. So just then, around 20 miles an hour, the electric engine shut off and it went to the gas powered engine. That's what a hybrid will do, especially this one being a Toyota sourced hybrid. That's how they work. Test out the handling a little bit. Steering on the CX-50 is phenomenal, and I'll talk about that later on. But steering feel in here, most vehicles, especially the Toyota version, no steering feel. It's just not fun to drive whatsoever. This one, it gets the driving characteristics down. So this would be on my list over the RAV4 just because it handles well. And it's got the same powertrain. Why not get the more fun, more lively handler? Let me dial it back to normal mode, because I'm not even in the power band because the speed limit is so slow over here. But I just want to see when it'll switch from electric to gas power. Pretty sure it's right at about 20 miles an hour. We're over 20. About 25 miles an hour. The engine, the gas power engine kicked in. So if you feather it, you'll be good. You'll do well. I see these as the SUV or the CUV crossover. I still call them SUVs. Same thing, different coin of the term. But this is going to be for the more enthusiastic driver. If you like curves, driving feel, this one has soul, as is in the name of the paint job. But if you really don't care about driving dynamics at all, then you can get the Toyota. That one's just a comfortable drive in point A, point B. We have 3 different engine modes. We got normal, trail, which I'd assume to go off-road and do some things, and then power. Throw your efficiency out the window, because we're about to be into the power band. I'm about to test that out as soon as we make it through this light with all this unexpected traffic. You're still going to have EV mode while it's in power mode. You can tell it's in power because it's red. EV mode, the purplish color. And since we got too much traffic to go from a standstill, I will not let you down. I got to go from a standstill to see what this all-wheel drive is all about. I just tested that turning radius, so I know I can make maneuvers like that. All right, from a standstill. I'll be lying if I said that pushed me back. It didn't push me back whatsoever. At 163 pound-feet of torque. That ain't it. It's not the one. But handling is going to be fantastic. That's what Mazda did really well. And let me merge onto the highway before I talk handling. That's all I got to say about the acceleration. It's not going to be lightning quick. You just saw what we just did, and that was flooring it. So the steering feel, this is something I got to admit about the CX-50. Whatever they did from 2024 to 2025, the steering feel on here is excellent. And I like the steering feel in here even more so than I do in my own Miata. And that's a driving car. They need to put this in the Miata. Same tune, because this feels very lively. I got incredible amounts of feedback. It's got a steering feel to it, and it's a joy to drive. Just having feeling, that's something you don't see, especially in this class of vehicle. Steering feel is non-existent. So this one has it. So the cruise control in here, let's test that out. So activate it with the press of a button. Set my speed. All we got is adaptive cruise control, so it'll keep the distance from the car in front of us. And let me show that right now. So I have the speed set to 81, and it's stopping us at 74, 73. It's slowing down. If you want to increase the distance, it'll slow down even more. Slowing down to 70. But I like to keep that close personally. So because it's very conservative on the following distance. But having this hybrid setup, it is going to weigh a little bit more than the regular engine powertrains. And then the turbo is even lighter, just by a few pounds, but the turbo, you get at least 250 horsepower, and it's got torque, a lot of torque, like over 270-ish pound-feet of torque if you use 91 or above octane. This is going to run off regular gas, which is a plus because premium. In Michigan, I remember it used to be a 10-cent increment for mid-grade to premium. Now it's like, at minimum, 60 cents, like in between the cost of fuel. Well, I never even look at mid-grade. Not a lot of cars recommend that, but the cheapest I'll see is like 60 cents from regular to premium. And sometimes it's even over $1 to get from regular to premium. But having the option for regular or just being the recommended fuel helps out a lot, goes a long way. And this is going to get a lot better, a lot higher gas mileage than the turbo. The turbo I tested got like 20 overall in my week with it. And for this to be at 33 right now, that's a huge plus. But those two are kind of like for two different audiences. If you like power, the turbo will not disappoint. This hybrid, it'll disappoint in the power department. But can it handle? We're about to go on an off-ramp just to see what it's like to handle, since it does weigh just a hair over 4,000 pounds. Recommended speed 25 miles an hour. How are we gonna feel? Oh yeah, got a head-up display too. Makes things easier. We are gonna feel some roll, but we do have great steering feel as well. Oh crap! Still got my exit closed off. When it comes to recommending vehicles for people that want an everyday commuter, that want an SUV, small SUV, a great price, and just reliability, this is the first one that I do recommend, the CX-50. Some people are going to look at Toyota because Toyota and reliability go together. But if you got the Toyota powertrain and the Mazda, which focuses more on driving dynamics, then I go with the Mazda 10 times out of 10. Then there's the Honda as well with the CR-V hybrid. I haven't driven one of those, so I don't have any comments on that. But that one out here has a great hybrid system as well. So we also have the the Hyundai Tucson and the Kia Sportage. Those have hybrids. I haven't driven either one of those. I need to reach out for some more hybrids, but these are family hybrids. This one kept the driver in mind with the fuel efficiency. So watch out for the CX-5 because that one's going to have Mazda's in-house hybrid system. They're not going to borrow that one from the Toyota. So that should be releasing within the next year or so. So I'm interested to see how Mazda puts their own philosophy on a hybrid system. Will it be geared towards performance, power, or will it be more so or mostly towards efficiency like the Toyota? Toyota hybrids are not the most exhilarating to me. It's strictly efficiency, and that might turn some people off, but if you bought a hybrid, you don't care. But I personally love the idea of a hybrid. There's a lot that can be done, especially with power and efficiency. And if you got a great balance of both, I'm all for it. So that's all I got to say about that. Drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the Mazda CX-50. Like I said, it comes with this vehicle I recommend a lot for people looking for a vehicle, everyday commuter. It's got my highest stamp of approval because it does many things well. It's nice. It's a very nice vehicle overall. If you're shopping for a vehicle like this, let me know what your top vehicle would be with the hybrid powertrain. Or even not the hybrid powertrain. I'm interested to see as well. Like I said, we went with the Buick Envista, and that's going to come back with some, it's like mid-20s with the overall MPGs that we're getting on there. But I got to update you all on that. But that's for another video. Well, you all drive safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.